Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and in today's episode, we're going to cover anime art books. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone to go down below and click like and click subscribe. We know that any sort of comment that you can make will help the YouTube algorithm promote it and make it available to more people. All right, so anything that you do will be great. That's a I don't ask for much, but again, if you could at least do that, then it will definitely help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. And for those who like to support me financially, I do also have the super thanks button down below, as well as the links for the PayPal and the Patreon. Now, I've been building a lot to the Patreon recently. I've now put a lot of resources available to you people, as well as a lot of the content that is for the subscribers that I cannot put on YouTube because there's now a lot of topics that I'm now covering which are not allowed to be put on the YouTube. So all those things are now available to the members there. As well as I've also now put the my audiobooks available as in audio form and on video form as well. Those are also partially free to the Patreon members, so do check that out. Okay, and so for all the other new users that are on this channel, I've also compiled all the episodes of the History of Fan Anime into a large database sheet. And if you like to basically look at different episodes that are pertaining to certain topics, like maybe CDs or maybe art books or maybe the fan culture itself, like conventions and that kind of stuff, they're all put together in a book-like fashion and they're put into the spreadsheet. Again, the link is below, as well as other resources like the database sheets for the My Anime list of the 1980s, and of course the top 30 animes of the 1980s is also all available in spreadsheet form there. Link is below.
As an update, the second ebook that I have is now available on the Patreon. So if you want to go there, any of the paid tiers will give you access to both the still audio version as well as the animated version. So if you like to go through the video with a slideshow, gives you some visual cues and that kind of stuff, as well as the audio on the book as well. Again, those are free to all the members at the Patreon, so you can just download that and you can use that as well. If you are on the free version, the pricing is also available on the Patreon, so you can download whichever version you like.
To avoid any unnecessary anxiety, but still
In today's episode, we're going to cover some Japanese art books. Now, again, back in the day, when information was really hard to get on, animes and that kind of stuff. Especially things like images and more additional information about the anime that's not available that you could have just got off of the TV program and that kind of stuff. Even artwork and that kind of stuff is really hard to get. So the key thing that we needed to get was art books or reference books or whatever that came out from Japan to basically serve this need that we had. So basically, if you watched a really popular show like Gundam or something, for example, if you wanted to get more information about it, you want to get some artwork, maybe how to draw it and that kind of stuff, you went to get a book about Gundam. And then you can get all the mecha design, more extended pictures, explanation about how some of the mechanics and that kind of stuff, and how the story even comes together. And that's kind of the research you need to make sure that the information that you're getting is is complete or is according to that source, right? We're going to go through some of these books and give you an idea what's inside them and give you kind of a feel of what these books are all about. Because again, in the modern era, we don't really use these kind of books or this kind of stuff to get our information about animes. So that's something that's a little different, okay? So, without further delay, let's go into some art books. Okay, we have this one here. This is the art book for Saber Marinette J. So this is a really nice popular from Pioneer. It was one of the ones that came up with all the tenchi and that kind of stuff. So, nice brilliant poster inside. And it goes through and does all the various different artworks and stuff that was used in the series. Of course, interesting. So a lot of the stuff they use for the covers of the magazines, the CDs, the DVDs, and that kind of stuff for that. Okay. So nice little poster work and that kind of stuff like that. Main focus on people like Mime and Mary and stuff like that. So But yeah, lots of great pictures. And again, at this time, since getting pictures for shows like this, it's really important to, in order to get these, because this is how you get the good pictures and that stuff. So now this is these are other works also done by this particular guy. This guy also does things like of course, obviously, Saber Marinette, but of course, if you go into the other types of things, he also does, things like Buckless Hunter. This is, Lamine and the NG40. This is an anime called Maze. Okay, so they also, there's all these other different things. There's also, line art, line art drawings and that kind of stuff that they do. So really, really popular sort of book for that. And again, it comes at a time where these magazines, if you want to get good high resolution pictures or samples of the thing, you actually have to get a book like this one. So this is the Saber Marinette J book, and it's done by Dragon Magazine. Okay, next book I have here is a book for Ronin Ken. Okay, and this is designed for the TV series and the OVA series as well. So again, we open it up again. Nice. Actually, a very nice picture of Kenshin in the front here. And there you go. So again, nice sort of pictures of all the various different sort of illustrations that they use up for all the various different promotional type of things that they've used, whether it's for a CD or for a poster. I think that was a Lamy board, and said that they go through some of the various different characters. So again, we're looking for things to put on for like let's say posters for meetings and that kind of stuff. We're trying to make it like a movie poster or a promo poster. Using some of this, the scanning was very, very important. And in the early days, sometimes things like T-shirts and that kind of stuff was also a really good thing, because trying to get a higher resolution of picture to make for those type of things. It was necessary to get a book like this, to get the resolution you need to be able to print things onto. So, very nice. So the Ronin Ken book, it actually wasn't that expensive for what it was. It was only like $20.50 there. And this was a 1,000 yen book. So it normally costs like $10 US, 1,000 yen. So, by the time we got it, it cost me like $20. So which is about average, double the money. Okay, the next book here is the Gundam Endless Waltz art book, and this one's made by the company Anime V. So the guys who make the OVA magazine. So again, a lot more modern, the pictures and that stuff. Here's the white reflection, so that's the theme song there for that. And also, they go through all the pictures for each of the different characters, and then basically now the explanation of the world, the environment, the situation, that kind of stuff. Okay, so very nice. And then of course now they have more the line drawings, so how to draw type of thing, and it goes through all the various characters, and then of course the mechas as well. This is what a lot of people like to do, because they really go in explicit detail on how some of the weapons and that kind of stuff kind of form and become larger, expand. So whether it's just for the mechanical aspects or just because you want to do some cosplay or that kind of stuff with it, it's really, really great. And of course, interview stuff, that's always really nice information. It's to get into the voice actors and also the characters and that kind of stuff like that, right? So, nice, really good complete book for Gundam Wing, and this is again from Anime V. Okay, the next one is this book here. This is a book for Lost Universe. Now, I've done a book already for Lost Universe, also done by Dragon Magazine. This is the final one, or the second half, so the special version of that. So, again, nice picture of that. Nice picture of Cannel there. So again, so some of the newer characters, of course, they introduced everyone at the very beginning here. And then all of the various different mechanical graphics, so all the stuff that they made for all the ships and whatnot for that. And then they begin the episode summary. Now, again, this is the second book, so you can see it only begins at episode 11. So continuing off from where the first book sort of left, now these are the remaining sort of episodes highlighting this to for the end of the series. So if you're wondering why this one particular series even though it's all in one season, has 2 art books for it, is because they divided it into like season 1, season 2, or i.e. the first batch of episodes, the last batch. They have this Lost Universe dictionary, so going to go over the different terms and that kind of stuff, which is really handy because, as I said, some episodes they just glance over a particular term without actually really explaining what it actually is or what it does, and so something like this could really give you the full detail of what they actually really meant. Again, this is really important. Is the episode guide, because sometimes when we get these episodes on cassette tape, when they were recorded off of Japanese TV, they may not come in order, and so we may not actually know what episode we're actually looking at until we actually match the name of the episode with what's actually on the screen. So then we actually know, okay, this is actually episode 20 or 21, right? Even though it seems rather similar because obviously it's placed somewhere in the same area, but because the episode might have been postponed or flipped around, or this is a rerun, then we might not actually get the right episode in the right order. So those episode guides are really important. Okay, so Lost Universe from Dragon Magazine. Okay, the next book here is the Cat Girl Nuku Nuku, or All-Purpose Cat Girl, the TV series art book. Now this one's made by the magazine New Type, because it's one of the 100% New Type collection of magazines. And so now Cat Girl Nuku Nuku really started really fun because the entire thing of a cat girl, per se the word, has always been a cute sort of anamorphic type of thing, furry type of thing idea. And so when they released the OEVA for it, it really was really popular, and it was a big hit. No, not just because it was done by Megumi Hashabara and everything like that, very famous and popular voice actor at that time. But she definitely really made the character in many ways, and so they basically added more to it, and then they made more something. You can kind of tell the art style by looking at this. It's the same guy who does things like 3x3 Eyes and Blue Seed and that kind of stuff. So you just kind of see that kind of artwork in there for those type of pieces there. Then get line artworks for all the characters and different things. The character voices, the CVs, the seiyus, different messages from them. Some of the toys and that kind of stuff. This is sort of more close up on Cat Girl Nuku Nuku Dash, the actual thing. And of course, the main focus is on Megumi Hashabara. She's the one that does all the opening theme song as well as Nuku Nuku's voice, and so really big, question and answer things like that. Again, in the light now, it's probably really cool to have this kind of information here. Of course, obviously now you have to use some sort of AI or scanner to scan this in and actually get it all translated. But definitely. This is the other piece of information that's really tough to find on the internet, and to basically learn more about this show, especially if you really, really like the show and you want to get more into it. This is where you find that kind of information. So Cat Girl Nuku Nuku, in this case would be Dash, 100% New Type. Okay, this is the next book for a Princess Maker. Now again, Princess Maker is one of these games where you're kind of like in control of the princess, and then you basically, depending on what you do to the girl, you can control her path or what she's proficient at or whatever, and then you can make her whatever type of princess at the end, right? So it's a girl simulation kind of game. Now the ones I've done in the past were more of how to play it and how to get the different outcomes. So if you wanted to make her to an actual princess to a queen, then this is the route you go. So, but this one is more of an art book. So this is an illustration on on this. So basically, there you go. So my dear daughter and how her grow up, or how to how you would basically raise her, right? So so the different sort of phases, and this is how you would know that you've screwed up or done different things. So again, and these are sort of also different roles. Of course, she has a bunch of different friends that also make influences. So you control that and how much time they spend with these people and how they interact and whatnot. So that also influences what she will become, right? So the pleasant vacancies. So basically, these are all these sort of jobs and activities that you can get her into. And so again, as you play the game, different sort of outcomes can happen. So, and so this is part of these are all the different sort of jobs and that kind of stuff. Again, the end role is to make her the princess, the queen, whatever. And there you go. So yeah, so this is kind of a nice art book. If you like that kind of artwork, and it's kind of, and especially if you're playing the game and you didn't get all the different outcomes, this is one place where you can see what the outcome was supposed to look like. So, the art book for Princess Maker. Okay, the next one is this one here. It's called the Emotion 1988 book. So again, Emotion is one of the publishing companies that made a lot of different animes. Okay. And you can see that they're responsible for Althea, Repair. Okay, that's right there. Black Magic M66 you can see there. There's the Creamy Mommy, Emmy, the Gacium, right? Pastel Pasha, I think, right? So anyway, so you can go through the book and you can see what that. So they did work on Dangayo here, right? Works on that stuff. Good Morning Althea. We did the subtitles for that one. That was pretty cool. A little bit of this is the Legacium, right? So very, very double Zeta Gundam looking like character design and that kind of stuff. The Gundam movies there. Twilight Q, the Akimi, one of the very first Akimi Takada illustration type of style ones here. Okay. And my Joko Club. Okay. Mami, Black Magic M66. Okay. They did the Macross Flashback 2012. Wings of Animeas. So it was this is a pretty big production company at the very beginning, right? You can just see that just by going through these titles here, you're going, oh, I know that one, and oh yeah, that was really good. So really, yeah, they were really big stuff at the very beginning of the animation era, like from 1986 all the way to 1988, of course, right? They were really, really big. Dirty Pair, then the Landia Fair movie, Terry and Batsu. Right, Lupin the Third, Future Boy Conan, right? That's sort of Anna Green Gables, right? Orgus, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, like the Macross movie, right? Super Dimensional Century or Orgus, right? Dan Cougar, well, that's one I didn't know, but okay, yeah, definitely that was one of my favorite ones. I really, really liked. Okay, and Kizunoi Bitu, right? The guy who does Crying Freeman and all that kind of stuff as well. That was the one about the football player. Guyver here, and it just keeps on going on, right? So all the different sort of animes and that kind of stuff. So it goes over what some of the contributions are. I'll even let's see. So and so some of the works and that kind of stuff that they've done. Some of the VHS and Laserdisc information. Again, this kind of information is really important because if we knew that this existed and we have the code number, the price, and obviously the manufacturing company is Emotion, we could order these, right? I could take this information or this little photocopy or this little snippet here and go to the bookstore and say, hey, I noticed that they have this Laserdisc for Black Magic M66. Can I order it? And there's the ordering number and all that kind of stuff. So when these magazines put this kind of information down, this is really important because now you can get a nice clean copy of all the good stuff that's out there. I always like this page. Okay, Sea Moon. All right, this is one of the companies that produces a lot of the hentai stuff. So that's why you see Kizunoi Bitu written here. So again, if you like that kind of crying free man like type of thing, this is the same kind of thing. It's really kind of on the edge of the hentai stuff. But I mean, you can also see all the other stuff that they've got here listed as well, right? Maru Senkai, Call Me Tonight, like that. That's part of the Pink Noise. Body Jack, which is the guy that switches body with the girl. That's also part of the Pink Noise thing. It's all done by this company called Sea Moon. So whenever we see that company name, we go, our ears perk up and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's something to look at. And so more and more catalog information. So again, very, very valuable information for that. And that's what part of this thing. So it's the Emotion Perfect Catalog, and it basically goes over all the major titles that Emotion, the company has made. And this is really significant because it's up to 1988, these were the guys that are really producing some of the top-notch stuff that's coming out. You might even recognize that little logo that comes out on a lot of the animes, Emotion. So so B Club Special for Emotion. Okay, so the next one here is this one called the Girls, Mechanics, and Vehicles game, sort of a big afternoon book. All right, and so it basically focuses on a lot of the female characters and that kind of stuff and whatnot, and especially in games like that. So. So right at the very beginning, it just has some nice characters, some Gungrave, sort of differentiation. So they sort of mixed in what Skull might be part of that. So anyway, so we start with the Multi, okay, and Hoshina. Okay. So it's how to start the original drawing, and then basically how they actually ended up finally, making the actual print for that. Okay, and you can see this is from To Heart, and they kind of do the explanation and that kind of interview with that, right? And there's Haruno, okay, and again the action from that information there. So Kotori, okay. We have this one, Koran. Okay, she's from Sakura Wars, so and then she the basic interview after that. So this allows you to go through various different characters from many different franchises. Like here's Katsumi from Dead or Alive, right? Nice little drawing for that, and then basically how the outline for that is all written out. It's kind of cool. Urara from there you go. Dance number 5, right? Sasuke Mitsune. Akira. More pictures of that. So, Skiya Ayu from Kanon. Right? So, yeah, again, so different girls, different sort of animes and whatnot. Right? Here's from rival schools, right? And, of course, there's also mechanical girls, right? So, this is Fei Yin from Virtual On. Okay, so one mechanics, right? And that and the girl and the robot type of thing, right? So depending on the type of game, okay. This is vehicles and that kind of stuff. So this is the girl from Ace Combat 2, Gran Turismo girls, Sega Rally, okay. Bridge Racer, okay. So. Nice book. A nice book sort of that goes over some of the talk about certain types of anime characters and anime girls from actual video games and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of really cool. Okay, next one is this one. Now this is a really beautiful book. It's the Kenichi Sonoda Artworks, and it's from 1983 to 1997. So again, it's going to contain a lot of his work. And again, in the 80s, right? And, well, even a good section of the 90s, right? It was a lot of stuff from Kenichi Sonoda, right? You think about all the stuff that he's done, Bubblegum Crisis and that kind of stuff, all the stuff that he did the work on. And then you think of, well, what else, all the other things that these are all, again, covers and CDs and that kind of stuff from, things like Bubblegum Crisis and Laserdisc covers. I can see CD covers there. Then he also did all of Gal Force, right? So, all the work, that kind of stuff. Right. So already, these are two really big animes, in the 80s and 90s, right? And they're his, right? They're all his kind of work. So obviously all the Golf Force, Stardust chapter. There's all the Earth stuff, right? So a lot of lots and lots of stuff from there. Okay, now here comes like the other stuff. Okay, and of course, so these are some of the pictures from the Cyber comics and stuff that he did. I remember some of the mixed stuff, things from like the SD, and the SD stuff. Riding Bean, obviously, was really popular. Talking No Video, yeah. Lots of again, that's one of the things that really came in popular, and made a transformation in the definition of the word otaku just because of this anime, right? And so it explains the different covers, where they actually come from, the different sort of things. So this is a really good way to get, first of all, get pictures and stuff, but also know where they're from, so that you can actually try to follow up on those animes from those characters. And it's a pretty expensive book, 2,500 yen at the time when I got it, right? So $25 US, and I had to pay $49.75. So almost perfectly double the amount on the yen cover to actually buy this book. So you can just kind of get an indication when you add on shipping and the little bit for profit and that kind of stuff. These things are damn expensive. So anyway, Kenichi Sonoda Artworks, 1983 to 1997. Definitely one of these good books to get into. Okay, I hope you found that really interesting. And again, I've got boxes upon boxes of these kind of art books in storage. And I'm going to basically go through some of the more different ones and that kind of stuff, just to give you an idea that of what kind of stuff came out and different animes that were covered with these books. Just because no one really talks about these things because a lot of people don't even have them, or don't have access to them because some of these things are well over 20, 30 years old now. And to find them even is a really difficult task, okay? Because it's just just none of that stuff around anymore, right? But so again, we'll have more episodes. Do check back, and we will put more up for you so that you can see what some of your favorite animes from the past have put out, right? So until next time, I will see you again.